All right, folks, welcome back to Broader Financial Future, aka BFF. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, the stock market has been crazy lately, going up and down, more so down in the last few weeks. In today's video, I want to talk about my favorite Fidelity Index Fund and why I like it. In addition, before we get started, if you can hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, it really helps out the channel. And if you already subscribed, I want to thank you so much. It really puts a smile on my face. In addition, if you hit that like button as well, who knows if it helps out the algorithm, but it makes me feel good inside. And stay tuned. All right, folks, we are back. So let's talk about my favorite Fidelity Index Fund. Drum roll, please. All right, it is Fidelity 500 Index Fund, ticker FXAIX. Now, this particular fund from Fidelity mirrors the S&P 500. Now, if you don't know what the S&P 500 is, it stands for the Standard & Poor's 500, or simply the S&P 500. Is a stock market index tracking the performance of 500 large companies listed on stock exchanges in the United States. It is one of the most commonly followed equity indexes. So that's the one thing. So basically, this is what this particular index fund follows. FXAIX is a nice index fund that is very consistent with low fees. There is no minimum to invest, so it's a great way to get into the stock market without having a lot of money. So that's one of the great things about this index fund. If you have Fidelity, you can only get it from Fidelity. Um, you can put your money into this fund, low fees. You don't have to have a minimum. Sometimes when it comes to, depending on your brokerage, you may have to invest like a minimum um, to invest when it comes to certain mutual funds or index funds. This one does not have a minimum, and the fees are very low. In addition, let's see what you're actually getting, right? So let's look at the top 10 holdings when you're buying this particular index fund. So the top 10 holdings, so instead of investing in these stocks individually, you can buy this particular index fund and it accounts for 27.36% of its portfolio. And that's going to get you big names like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Berkshire Hathaway by Warren Buffett, Tesla, basically Elon Musk, Nvidia, and JP Morgan Chase. So it's giving you a nice little piece of all those companies. In total, out of its 509 holdings. So you're going to own a little over 500 companies, but the top 10 account for 27.36% of this particular index fund. So that's the one reason I like it. You're getting these large companies without having to pick which one is your favorite. So that's the great thing about an index fund. Say, for example, Tesla's going down for a bit. You still have Apple, Microsoft to hold you up. So long as everything doesn't go down, you're basically following the market up and down. So that's the great thing about this. In addition, this particular index fund does offer dividends. So as you can see in the past, uh, per share, they offer about, it kind of fluctuate, but basically his last dividend per share was 52 cents. Prior to that, in July, it was like 49 cents. So it did go up a bit. And it actually went up from April of 2021 from 41 cents. So it is slightly down from 2020, but as you can see, it kind of fluctuates as far as the particular dividends. But it does offer a quarterly dividend, which is a good thing as well, which you can reinvest back into this index fund. All right, so let's get the performance right. So we know this particular index fund, it offers dividends, which is a big thing I'm key on, one thing I really like. So you do get dividends because if you look at some of the companies, they do offer dividends from Apple, Microsoft, and so forth. In addition, if you look at the year-to-date performance, it's up 17.44%. The one-year mark is 29.99%. But if you go further back, as far as 10 years, this particular index fund is up 16.62%. in the life of the fund, 10.96%. So you're not only getting dividends, but you're also getting growth in a particular stock. So let's even look at a hypothetical here. If you had $10,000 invested in this company, in this index fund 10 years ago, you will have about $46,543. Um, um, that's what your money will be valued at. Versus the S&P 500, as you can tell, it mirrors the S&P 500. So it's basically the same at $46,586. So it does a good job of mirroring the S&P 500. So that's the great thing about this particular index fund. Now, obviously, you can find these particular um, index funds in different brokerage by different names. Just Google if you have Vanguard, which Vanguard index fund or mutual fund or ETF follows the S&P 500. There's different ones out there. This one is particularly for Fidelity. All right. So this has been one of my favorite investments. Out of all my investments, it's always remained one of my top 5 investments, give or take the order, ever with the least amount of work. So some of my best investments have been my individual picks, but also those can sometimes fluctuate. But when it comes to the amount of work, when it comes to investment, this has been the easiest. Just I put my money in it and forget it. The other ones is a little bit more work. You kind of have to track it, make sure everything is still going well. Did anything change in the fundamentals, especially investing in an individual company. So there is a lot more work. So, but with this one, when the market goes up, the index goes up. When the market goes down, this will go down. You're basically following the wave when it comes to the S&P 500. But you're diversified, so you're not stuck with one particular company. So one company just ends up failing for whatever reason, or even dropping in price. You do have those other companies to help keep you up. So you're not going to feel the impact of a large swing up or down. Now, the reverse can be true if you buy an individual stock and it swings all the way up. Um, this one, you'll get a little bit of that benefit, but it is you do have multiple companies of one. So it's more so is the collective that you're buying into when it comes to this particular index fund. And this is actually one of my favorite index funds. Let me know your thoughts below. What are your favorite index funds from Fidelity? Do you like index funds or you're more a individual stock person? Let me know your thoughts below. For me, I think um, this index fund is basically a great way, one, to get started in the stock market. In addition to that, is a great fund to have in my retirement account. So this is something I have in my Roth account because at the end of the day, I don't want to make too many crazy decisions on my Roth. I want something a little more steady, and this is something that's good for a little bit of stability as well. All right, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And just a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Any investment may involve risks. So it's important you do your own homework because at the end of the day, it is your money. So it's your responsibility. You want to make sure you know what you're investing in. All right, until next time, everybody, have a good one. Peace.